Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. So today I'm going to be talking on why Fortnite is dying in Chapter 2, Season 2. And so you can feel free to disagree with me in the comments, just don't be super rude and don't be really toxic with it. Obviously, we're going to have different viewpoints on it. We're going to disagree. And so one thing is, I don't think it's dead, but I think it is dying. And I don't think it's dying in just a super quick manner, but it is starting to lose player base pretty fast because of reasons. So here are some of the reasons: is skill-based matchmaking and crossplay, bad updates, lack of really competitive events, even though there's now more competitive events now, Warzone, a new battle royale, and then kind of fashion shows and the lack of content on the game. And so it's making the game worse with just kind of skill-based matchmaking with this competitive thing, because a lot of people are really getting good at the game, so it's becoming uber competitive where you have to play the game 6-7 hours a day to get better and to really win games and have fun at the game. When you're playing a game where winning is the main goal, really winning is fun. And when you're playing other players, a lot of people are super competitive, and so the competitive sides will come out, and so the super competitive players are going to try to win, and so they're going to keep playing and they're going to grind, which isn't a bad thing, but it makes the game worse for the casual players who are just trying to sit down and have a quick game and have some fun. Even though you could say, oh, well, they've got skill-based matchmaking, it should separate skill-based matchmaking, and then there's cross-play, which makes the game really just unplayable for console players because there's so many good PC players that they have to face, and they're just really losing a lot of those fights just because of the advantages the PC players have. And some console players are really good at the game, but it's just so hard to compete just because of how many advantages the PC players have over them, and it just makes the game really just unfun and not really fair to console players. So they're going to start leaving. They're going to go to games where console players really have an advantage. Maybe they're going back to sports games, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, some of these other games, maybe Apex, I don't know. People are going to leave to play other games that they enjoy playing. Maybe GTA. There's so many games out there that are still pretty popular that people are playing that they enjoy. People are going to play what they enjoy. There's some people who play Fortnite just to try to win cash. And once cash prizes become less, or they just can't really win cash, they're going to start to leave. They're going to play other games that they have fun in. And I know somebody who's only playing Fortnite because of cash. If there wasn't cash prizes, he'd be playing Warzone. Just pretty much strictly Warzone. And so what's also contributing to the fact that people are quitting the game is just poor updates. People just don't like the game updating. Everybody's always crapping on updates, on how bad they are. Look from Season 10 to now in Fortnite. Nobody has said, oh yeah, this is a great update. Everybody's always complaining about updates. And the problem is, with these updates, they're pretty bad. There's some really bad updates. Mechs in Season 10, they added a lot of OP stuff in Season 10. There just weren't any updates in Chapter 2. Chapter 2 was the longest season in history. It was such a long season and contributed to people leaving because there's just no content to really play. And so people were leaving because the game just got stale and boring. There were no LTMs. There just wasn't anything new keeping the game fresh and interesting. So people were starting to leave then. And the reason why it's the same is because the stuff they've added in Chapter 2 Season 2 that's built up hype for it, similar to Season 10 building up big hype for Chapter 2 Season 1, is that they added some spray weapons. They made it so less skilled players can win, and so the better players are also starting to leave now just because of this meta. They don't like the meta. They always complain about the meta. There's so much complaining in the community of Fortnite. There's so much toxic, and so it just makes the community really bad. There's other bad communities, of course, but it makes the game just kind of feel really bad because you've got players who are just super toxic to you if you're just trying to play and have fun. You really can't have an enjoyable game just because of how skill based and sweaty it's become. And so these competitive players who are competing for money are always complaining. And so Epic is really not changing it for the better for anybody. And eventually these people are going to realize they really aren't treating us well. And if you're not winning these cash cups and stuff, they'll just leave. And so Epic will start really missing out on money. And so really it's going to be the same people winning money and money over and over again, because they'll be one of the few players who are actually staying around to compete for those. Even though there were some good updates, like the transition from Season 10 to Chapter 2 was pretty good, because the event had people hyped up. It was talking in the media. A lot of people came back, and the original release of Chapter 2 was pretty good and well taken, because it added fishing. There was a new map. The guns felt like it was old times. Yes, there was no mobility, but people were liking it because it was still pretty fun. It felt new. It felt like the old times. But the reason people started to hate Chapter 2 was because it was drawn on, there was just no mobility, and Epic really didn't listen to the community. Even though you could defend them and say, oh, well, they were just trying, they were taking on a vacation. But that's still, like, when you add a whole new chapter into the game, a whole new fresh feeling into the game, and then you just don't update the game, then it just makes the game feel stale. And since they extended it and made the game feel just really stale and boring, so that people just kind of left, and it really kind of drove people to other games. And now that Warzone has come out, it's a battle royale that really, yes, you could say it lacks skill, and in some senses it does, but there's also the sense that it also takes out most of the RNG you have with a battle royale. It's meant for more of a competitive type game, with the fact that they added really a custom loadout drop, so you have your own custom weapons. It isn't too hard to get them, so it really becomes less RNG. When you're fighting the last couple of people, you have your loadout. If you're not winning, then you're just worse than the person. Yes, there are some weapons that are better than others in that game, but yeah, they've also had an update since adding solos, so they're on a great path to really become super popular. It just depends on how many people switch over. I know there's been a lot of people who have been playing, and yes, you could say, oh, well, you said Blackout was gonna, people were like, oh yeah, Blackout will take down Fortnite. Blackout was a bad battle royale. It was bad. It was way too complicated. You guys said Apex. Apex is still running. It just didn't get as popular as Fortnite because they had a problem where they just didn't update the game. You could say, oh, well, what about Minecraft? I thought it is. Minecraft's still popular. It just didn't take away everybody. And the reason why Minecraft became so popular is because all the little kids that made people leave Minecraft joined Fortnite, which is also making people leave Fortnite, and it made Minecraft more enjoyable for people. I personally used to play Minecraft as a kid, and now I don't play it anymore because, again, like, I don't see the point. I used to enjoy it, but that was when I was young, but that's not the point. I'm getting off topic. And then there's fashion shows. Fashion shows just really, really ruin the game. And you may be like, oh, well, a lot of people are watching these fashion shows. There's a lot of these fake fashion shows, suckering kids out of money. And once fashion shows, I think they're eventually going to stop. They eventually have to be stopped. Because I think YouTube's cracking down on some of these pre-recorded streams. So some of these pre-recorded fashion show streams are going to be gone. And I think some of these people eventually, when they stop making money off fashion shows, when people start to leave just the game in general, fashion shows will go down. These people streaming fashion shows, making their money off these fake events, like fake fashion shows, fake events, are going to have to find a new game to play, and they're just not going to be any good at any games. There's not really anything they could clickbait off and do a fake stream, so it just makes the game really bad for them, which can be good. If fashion shows die out, then it can be really good for the community, because all these fake streamers streaming the game will most likely leave, but there's also the problem that they'll start lying on events, and then these kids get suckered, and then they donate, and so they really help them grow and help them make money, which is part of the problem, is that really the content that these fashion show streamers make is just so fake, but it's just so popular. if you want to grow as a small YouTube channel on Fortnite, fashion shows are your deal. That's literally so cheap views. It's literally 20, 30 subscribers per stream at least, and that depends on how long you stream for. And so it just gains you subscribers and subscribers. This person's basically been that I know had been streaming fashion shows for over like a month now, and they've gained like 3,000 subscribers. It's crazy. But guys, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Comment what you think I said wrong. Also, make sure I do stream pretty much every day. Make sure to check out some of my streams. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.